Hi, my name is Isaac Remley, and this is a look back on my three-dimensional design class that I took in the spring semester of 2021 at UNF. So the first project we did was it was a wire construction, and I chose a guitar as it's one of my favorite things ever. I am a massive fan of music, and I figured it'd be a good challenge. My dimensions were 23 by 8 by 10, so a decent size, and I simply named it wire guitar. My materials, I use rebar wire for the basic construction, needle nose pliers to kind of form the wire. I use gloves for protection, and then a jig to make it easier to make the shapes that you see here. This is my inspiration. This is much more refined than mine, obviously, but it definitely lended. It made it a little easier for me because I could actually visualize what it would look like in the end. What I learned from this project, it taught me a lot about what I could do because I've never done anything like this before. So it was a really interesting experience, and it made me realize that like I can do a lot more than I previously thought, especially with three-dimensional stuff. I've never done anything three-dimensional before. It was a lot of fun, and this was my favorite one. I am the most proud of this one. My second project was cardboard construction, and this one was massive. I made a really big mistake. It was 36 by 48 by 3, and I couldn't even properly document it because it was so bad or so massive. And I named it Space Station because it kind of reminds me of one. It was a very interesting name, I think. My materials are cardboard, of course, masking tape for all of these edges that I had to connect, X-Acto knife, a ruler, of course, water-activated tape for the edges as well, sponge and water container for the tape, utility knife to cut the cardboard, glue gun with sticks to obviously connect these pieces, and then a cutting mat so that I don't scratch up the table. And this was my inspiration. It's a very wacky piece, quite different from mine, obviously, but the cuboid kind of structure gave me inspiration to get this shape. Let's see what I learned. This was definitely the hardest for me. I had a really lot of troubles with this one, just because it was so massive, and I had a really tough time making it high quality. It was still fun though, and I still enjoyed it. And this is our third and final. This is my plaster project. This is a 20 by 15 by 10, so I think the most medium size of all of them. And I named it Winged because it's got like these wings here, and I thought that was kind of interesting. And this is the texture that I added as well. I used chicken wire, wire cutters, wood, an automatic screwdriver with screws, hammer and nails, staple gun and staples, a jigsaw, a drop cloth because it gets very messy, bed sheets to kind of lay on the chicken wire that sits beneath it, a Sureform tool to smooth out roughly, and then I use drywall sanding screen to get that smooth texture. And this is my inspiration. You can tell the waves kind of emulate what I made, a little more professionally though. This was definitely the project I was most worried about. It was really tough to start, and I needed help at first. But once I got going, it kind of came out, and I actually like how it looks. It was a good experience, and I really enjoyed this. Overall, I really enjoyed this class. It was really like hard to make these things because I've never done them before, as I said. And I would just like to thank my teacher, my professor, and my classmates for all helping me in this experience. It was a great class.